Hello everyone, I'm BodineVictoria. Welcome to my kitchen and this is my pot. Y'all know what we can do today, right? We frying something. But I could do something a little bit different today. I can show y'all how I learn how to fry things with sense. Y'all ready? BodinePot is sponsored by e-Bistro. Don't worry about what you're going to eat this week because e-Bistro has done all of the work with the weekly meal kit, and this week you won't need the luck of the Irish to make a great meal. Just head on over to the e-Bistro website and look at all the recipes plus all the things you could get in the meal kit for this week and enjoy some family fun with some delicious recipes from the world over. Go to e-Bistro.com to order your custom meal kit today. Okay, now, y'all see this frying pan come out, right? Couple of things I had to learn while I was learning how to fry things. I mean that I actually had the time to sit down and learn the temperatures to fry food at, what will work best for what type of meal I'm trying to fry, and of course, you know, how hot to heat the oil without using a thermometer. And so today, while we fry these fish for Good Friday, yes, I can show y'all some of the tips that I learned for how to fry food with sense. The first thing that I had to learn is that you have to choose the right pot for the job. I have 3 of my favorite pots here, right? Y'all should know this is my frying pot. This is my frying pot. What I like about this pot is it is perfect for when I want to fry things in small batches. I fry banana pancakes or pancakes inside here and comforters from time to time. And it's because I can control the heat of it. It retains the heat inside the pan, and you know, I don't really have to do too much deep frying to get the type of result that I need. Although a rule of thumb for frying things is to have enough oil in your pot. This pot, y'all will see this pot often. I use this one for soups, but when I'm frying, you know, it is nice. It's nice and deep. It's an aluminum pot or an aluminum pan, and it's nice and deep. So I kind of fill the oil up to about here when I want to fry things like chicken tenders, or if I want to deep fry a nice piece of boneless fish or boneless chicken, anything that's, you know, kind of boneless. And the reason for that is if I want to batter it, like something that's tempura'd, I want to make sure that the oil doesn't seep into it and it's nice and light. Different pots give you different effects on your food. Know which pot to pick. And of course, this ain't no pot, this a pan, this a cast iron pan. And if you look at my cast iron pan, you can see that I do a good job with seasoning it after I done finish frying in this. Now I use this for when I want to fry like a pork chop. You know, I want to pan fry it. And so I want to use less oil, but I want the heat to actually do the cooking of the food as opposed to the oiliness in the oil. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So you would see that in one of my episodes, in the pork chop episode, I actually fried the pork chop in a variation of this type of pan, and this is perfect for when you want to pan fry a pork chop, or if you want to pan fry a fish like we're going to show you a little bit later, and then you want to kind of stick it inside the oven so that it stays warm or it continues to cook, because you can serve food in this. I mean, it's just, this is the perfect pan. Tip number 2. Everything don't need to fry on high, because you gotta strike a good balance between the heated oil, the type of pot you're cooking it in, and then on top of that, how fast you want it to cook. Tip number 3, until you are able to manage it like a pro, cut your things down into small manageable portions so that they cook evenly. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to fry our fish. Now, we ain't doing nothing y'all ain't see me do a couple times, okay? Now, I got 2 nice snappers here. Now, let me just let y'all know now. The one that I seasoning right now, this the young snapper. I cutting it in half and I adding the slits so that it's easier to season. But also my eye ain't super big, you know. My pan only 10 inches wide, and so with 10 inches, you gotta be very careful about the size of the fish that you're putting in. You don't want the fish hanging off of the edge of the pan, and then it ain't gonna be, you know, cooked properly. And I'm not cutting off the tail because my daddy liked to chew them. All right, and I just took salt and pepper, some lime, and I massaged that in, let it marinate, and now it's time to fry the fish. So remember I said earlier you need to put enough oil in the pan. I put about maybe 3/4 of an inch to an inch worth oil inside this pan. And now you're going to look. I am just taking a paper towel and I'm drying this fish. A lot of times we get plopped because our fish is be dripping water, and oil and water don't mix. Oil and water don't mix. Now, you saw me check the oil with a toothpick or a skewer a little bit earlier. That's just to make sure that the pan is hot enough for this fish. And I add no flour, I add no breading. I just want my fish fried. Now, this is the old fish. How you know it's an old fish? Sometimes you don't know the fish old until you throw it inside the pan. I come from a line of fishermen, but I can't spot them like that. So I notice the old fish because when you see me turn this over in a couple of seconds, you can notice that the skin start to peel up, just like this. You see how peel up the skin is? This is how you know a fish old. Now let me tell you what I did with this fish. I get this fish to my mommy, right? And I give her, some of the oil from the pot. And I tell her, Mommy, it's cheaper you go and you make some stew fish for you and Daddy with this fish. And that's what this one for. I mean, you could eat it, but it'll look better with some stew gravy. That's all I'm saying. And you're also going to know that your fish is ready when you see the inside of it actually gets opaque and not that light pink. Now, this is a younger fish. It's a nicer fish. We can go through the same process. And I want y'all to look at this. I want you to look at the fact that the oil is not plopping in your face. You still got that nice bubble, which means that the skin is going to be nice and crispy. And we're going to watch this until the edges turn brown. And we're going to turn this fish over. And if you look, there's a difference. This ain't peeling up. This is a good young fish. All fishes deserve love. But we want the younger one because it could taste fresher. Although, all two of these could taste good. So make sure this Easter season, you have a conversation with your fisherman, or try get your fish nice and early, or get your Showman e-Bistro meal kit. I know what they're putting in it, but I know should be some fish inside there because there's a fish in almost every box. And look at this. Y'all see how good this look? This is the fish for eating now, and that's the fish for the stew fish. The old fish, that's for the stew fish, okay? It can be nice and covered, all right? Okay. That's it. That's how you fry a fish.
When you see how fish old like that, it still could taste good no matter how you season it, But that's a good fish for when you want to add stew. So I saved my oil. Let me show you the oil. And guess what? I saved the oil and I'm going to be using it for when I want to make fish cakes, or if I want to make some stew fish with that same old fish. I still bug me. I hope you enjoyed this episode of BodinePot. It was most definitely my pleasure bringing it to you. I'm sorry it's late, but we're going to be moving BodinePot to Tuesday mornings just to give me a bit more buffer time over the weekends, which is when I shoot. Work has picked up and it is very, very, very intense at the moment. And so Tuesday will give me enough time to make sure that it goes up on time and y'all ain't waiting too long, because I like when y'all watch my pot. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave me a comment. I would love to know some of your tips and tricks for frying your favorite foods or even your favorite fish. Let me know how it goes. I'd be happy to see what you all do. And sharing is caring. So do me a favor, share the video with somebody who you know may just need to kind of know how to fry one fish. Because a lot of us is just, we throw the thing inside the pan and try hide from the fire. We ain't got to do all of that. The right temperature, the right pan, the right amount of oil will give you the right fry for whatever it is that you're cooking. For more tips and tricks, gems for in the kitchen, go to the Showman e-Bistro Instagram page. And if you want to see one of the home chefs that Showman e-Bistro supports, put something good down in the kitchen, please go and follow some of my faves. Miss Bon Appetit, yes, that is Anicia Davis. She comes up with the most creative dishes. Also, please go and follow Elvian Pinda. That's right, Eat In with Ellie. She is a doctor, physiotherapist, doctor, by the way, but she throws it down in the kitchen with such class. And also one of my other faves, Miss Devania Hinsey, whose thing is, this could go one or two ways as she tries new recipes, just like all of us.
and she's doing a great job feeding her family of 5. All right, now I done talk. Let me go give my mommy these fish. I hope y'all watched last week's episode. And don't forget, when y'all learn how to fry things and it's on and poppin', don't let any and everybody dig up in your pot. Bye, guys. Chin, 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 chin.